Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Splatt. Before we begin today, I just want to say happy birthday to my cousin Anna, who turns 11 years old today. So happy birthday, Anna. Hope you have a great day. Now then, some of you may be going, Stephen, where have you been for the last few days? And I could go, I've been busy. And they could be like, with what? No blogs, nothing, why? And I could say, well, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3. Also, I do have a track record of disappearing for about a week at a time, despite the fact this is a supposedly daily blog. You could be like, Assassin's Creed 3? Tell me all about it. So I could then say, well, Assassin's Creed 3 is the fifth, confusingly, in a series of video games by Ubisoft about a secret organisation of assassins whose modus operandi seems to be saving the world one severed neck at a time. Fans of the series will know what it's all about, and basically you won't need this explanation that's coming. Those of you who haven't played the games, which are excellent, some of which, in fact all four of which are in and amongst that pile, basically it is you play the role of Desmond Miles, who is set in the modern day world, and he's in the middle of a bit of a secret war between two groups known as the Templars and the Assassins. He is an assassin, or at least he was, from an assassin family type thing. He's got this rather unique ability. Basically, he can access memories of previous ancestors through some special machine which reads DNA memories. So, in the previous game titles, you remember most of the game running around in, the Middle East in the year 1100 as Altair, who was a very good assassin, one of his ancestors, or later on in Italy and Constantinople as Ezio, one of his other ancestors, and probably the more fun character. And now, of course, comes Assassin's Creed 3, which is set in Civil War America, somewhat Civil War, Revolutionary War America, pre-Revolutionary 2, Revolution, I'm assuming. And this is just the first impressions video. So, basically, you've got Connor, who is the predecessor that we're dealing with here. He is from a Native American tribe, and he is being brought into the Assassin's fold. I'm not going to give away really much more than that in terms of the plot, because one thing I'm very pleased with Assassin's Creed is their capacity to surprise with their storytelling and also remain engaging, even though this is the fifth in the series, remains, and it's good. Some would argue that you didn't need Brotherhood, and you didn't need Revelations either, in terms of, they were just kind of, a way for Ubisoft to create more money, basically, saying, with a couple of extra Ezio games, but in terms of the story, they've paced out relatively well over all the installments, so that now, of course, Assassin's Creed 3 is being set up as being, the finale of the piece, and how it all comes to a close. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. The mechanics of when you're playing as Connor, which you do for the majority of the game, I presume, back in, at the moment, pre-Revolutionary War America, but you could tell it's going to move into the War of Independence. It's good stuff. It's obviously been very well researched. I love all the little historical writings that come up, and of course, whenever you, because it's set in Boston, you'll go past a building like the Boston Town Hall or something, and a little thing will come up in the top right of the screen saying Boston Town Hall history, and you hit start, and it takes you this little page of information which tells you all about it, but in an interesting and engaging way. It's great. It's really, really good. And also, so far, just in the early bits again, you meet important people in the American Revolutionary War. Ben Franklin already encountered. Samuel Adams as well, heard talk the likes of George Washington and people like that. If you like your history, and I'll admit I do like my history, and the American Revolutionary War is one that I'm not overly familiar with. I've got the basics, but not 100% up to date on it. It's good. It's obviously it's not accurate, because like in Assassin's Creed 2, you met Leonardo da Vinci and he was inventing ways to make your knives work better. Obviously it's not 100% accurate, but it is certainly interesting, and they have done a very good job of recreating what the conditions appear to be like. Like whenever you read about history of places at this time and what it was like, and being able to have, you know, sort of that sort of history, walking around in a reconstructed, you know, pre-Revolutionary War Boston. It's pretty incredible, and also the combat, awesome, still awesome. They've really improved on it, and kept what was good about it in. You know, it's nice and swift, and he still feels cool fighting as an assassin. Even though it's not Ezio or Altair, who are obviously two very cool characters. Ezio in particular, big fan of. Connor's, I think he'll be good. He's he's not much of a joker as young Ezio was in particular, but he's an interesting character, and yeah, doing pretty good. And yeah, that's basically all I'm going to say now, because I don't want to spoil too much. But they are the first impressions. Assassin's Creed 3, living up to the standard. I'd probably say, you know, my favourite Assassin's Creed at the moment is either 2 or Brotherhood. Probably Brotherhood, just because of some slight improvements they made to combat and some of the cool stuff you could do, and the whole you know, building up the order type thing that you could do in Brotherhood in Rome. I really did enjoy that. But Assassin's Creed 3 so far, pretty damn good. So I'd encourage you all to go and play it. I might do a full review once I finished it, but we'll wait and see. Okay, so that's all. I'm going to go play it again now. Until then, bye bye.